As of this recording, it looks like Project Hail Mary is going to hold on and be the #1 movie at the box office for the second week in a row. It's got the highest domestic opening for a movie this year so far. It's already the 3rd highest grossing movie of the year, and the only non-franchise movie to do better than that in the past 10 years is Oppenheimer. This is great news for people who love movies. It's not as great for the people who like to whine that Hollywood never has any new ideas. You've probably heard this complaint before. Hollywood doesn't have any new stories. All they make are sequels and remakes. It's all the same. I ain't going to no more of these things. Except for the live-action Lilo and Stitch, of course. Folks, it's not that there aren't any new ideas in the filmmaking industry. It's that people keep buying tickets to the sequels and remakes, the very things that they start to complain about. And since they're buying the tickets, that's what the studios are going to keep making. I didn't see the Lilo and Stitch remake when it came to theaters, but my son wanted to watch it when it came on Disney+, so we did. And in my professional capacity as a nerd, I can tell you that I'm going to use some very technical language here, so try to bear with me. It sucked. But it made approximately all of the money, so of course they're working on a sequel. And you know, I can't even really blame them. I mean, the movie industry is a business. It has to turn a profit, or it's not going to be able to keep making movies. They know that if they slap Lord of the Rings onto something, then no matter what else happens, X amount of people are going to come to see it. And if X amount of people come to see it, then they know that as long as they keep the production cost below Y number of dollars, they're likely to turn a profit. It's not art, but it's math. But if they take a chance on a completely unknown property, like this is just a shot in the dark here, like let's say like a zombie novel about a zombie outbreak on the set of a zombie movie. I mean, there's no way to calculate how popular that sort of thing would possibly be, so there's no way of knowing if they can make a profit. No new ideas? You can't throw a rock in Los Angeles without hitting somebody who's trying to sell a screenplay. There are thousands of new ideas flying around, desperate for somebody with studio money to help them get off the ground. Every year, Franklin Leonard, a retired movie producer, conducts a survey and then compiles a list of the most popular unproduced screenplays floating around town, and then he releases it as the Blacklist. He's been doing it for over 20 years. He listed over 1,000 screenplays. Being on the list raises the profile of these screenplays, and some of them are lucky enough to get picked up and put into production. In fact, a few of them, like The Slumdog Millionaire and The King's Speech, actually went on to win Best Picture, just because the people like the screenplays enough to say, let's give them a shot. Of course, these are outliers. The truth is that on paper, an established IP is always going to be a better chance of getting your money back than trying something new. Even something like Project Hail Mary, which is not a sequel, a remake, or attached to an established IP like Barbie or the Lego movie, it still wasn't as much of a Hail Mary as it might seem. You had a marketable star in Ryan Gosling, he of the Barbie movie. You had the directing team of Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who have a very successful track record directing and producing IP-connected movies like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, 21 Jump Street, and the aforementioned Lego movie. And Project Hail Mary was based on an acclaimed best-selling novel by Andy Weir, whose previous acclaimed best-selling novel, The Martian, also happened to be adapted into an acclaimed successful movie. I'm not saying any of this to diminish the success of Project Hail Mary. I'm thrilled to see it doing so well at the box office. I'm just trying to say that in terms of taking a risk, it wasn't as big a gamble for Amazon MGM Studios as it would be for them to try something wholly new, like, I don't know, story about like a reporter who becomes a superhero and then finds out that the other superheroes in town all have some sort of big secret that they're keeping. That'd be a much bigger roll of the dice, right? But here's the thing. If you actually want to see movies based on original ideas, the only way you're going to convince the movie studios to take a chance on them is if you start buying tickets to the non-franchise movies. And I do think there's been some progress here. The highest grossing movie released in 2026 so far is Hoppers. It's not based on a pre-existing franchise, but on the other hand, it is a Pixar movie, and in that case, Pixar itself is kind of the brand. After that comes Hail Mary, Scream 7, Goat, which again, not based on an existing franchise, Wuthering Heights, which is based on a classic novel, and Send Help, a non-franchise thriller. This is promising to me. There's a lot of originality on that list, and I hope you guys keep it up when you buy your movie tickets. Look, I love my franchises. I'll watch a good DC or Marvel movie any day of the week. I'm still waiting for Star Trek to come back to theaters, and I'll watch Scream sequels till the end of time. But that doesn't mean I only want franchise movies. The fact that Project Hail Mary is doing so well should be a sign to all the movie studios out there that there is a demand for new original movies. If you tell a story that's well written, visually exciting, and uplifting, we'll come out to see it. What I'm afraid is happening right now is that somewhere right at this moment in some Amazon conference room somewhere, a bunch of people are sitting around trying to come up with ways to make a sequel to a movie that in no way requires or invites one. Instead of forcing sequels or remakes that don't make any sense, cast a wider net. Try something new. So you want to, I don't know, reboot 13 going on 30?
Sure.
All right.